Okay, coming back to the portfolio.
Yeah.
So, how did Ardra help you in building a portfolio that would eventually get you jobs?
Yeah, firstly, like before getting into that, Adra really helped me out understand the basics of it, basics of animation, because it's very necessary. They slowly, like all the principles that I was just talking to you about. So the mentors made me realize what each and every principle is and how they are crucial into a shot. So those really help me out. And coming back to setting up my portfolio, like I did a couple of shots with them. Those were a pantomime shot and a lip sync shot. So they really helped me out. Put into those principles into my shot. So that really helped me. And after that, they gave me an opportunity where my shot would be reviewed by a great community for animators, not just animators, like every like modelers or every 3D aspect there is. There's a community called as Agora community. So that so my mentor really put my like demo reel out there with this, like the animators from the Agora community, and get those reviewed. So I got my shots reviewed. I really understood how in the ways that I could have really pushed, and my my future possibility that I should be addressing while I'm animating for a demo reel. So that really helped me out. Yeah, that was I would say that was a key part of it, that I got some reviews from Agora community as well, and combined with what knowledge I had back there and with my mentors helping me out, that really pushed my demo reel. Yeah, mostly that, yeah. And the the while internship interning also, the time frame that they had given me, so that all those respects really helped me out, like to understand what I'm doing right now. Internship was my thing that really stood out.
So, being at Rockstar, I believe that's like the one of the toughest place to get in. What would be your advice for people who are appearing for interviews?
See, everywhere you apply, besides the creative knowledge or skill that you have, people really look for how a person is really like behind the back. Like you have movies behind the scenes, how they really tell you how a character is, how much they enjoyed. So people who are hiring, they mostly want to know how you are as a person, because somewhere down the line, if you're good in your creative skill, technical skills would eventually fall into place, and you'll eventually learn the tools or things that they are using in the pipeline. So that is something that can be easily acquired, besides the creative thing I'm talking about. But people really look into how a person is, how he or she behaves, how he or she mingles around with other people. Are they a solo player or are they a team player? How does each of them have their own ways they can contribute to a team? So they really try to understand that mindset behind it. If you're approaching for a shot, what was your mindset? Why did you choose the shots you have chosen? What really helped you out? So besides the creative thing, they want to understand your thought process. So mostly these things really they look out for while interviewing.
So, similar happens at Ardra as well. When we hire students for interview,
Okay.
for the internship as well,
Yeah.
we try to look for people who are self-motivated
Right.
and who are eager to learn, because basically those are the skills which keep one motivated towards learning something. So it's very hard to find people with those skills right now, and we try to get people who are very much into self-motivated.
Right.
And,
Because obviously they won't have the
Yeah.
the industry, what to say,
Experience.
experience
Yeah.
to back up. Yeah. So that really makes sense.
But coming to that, experience will be provided when they work as an intern.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that helps one to get into this industry, and also the studios which are looking for experienced artists, they can have someone from Ardra who is experienced with internships and who has worked on real-time projects with us.
Right.
So, but internships also need someone who has a bit of knowledge of what he is going to get into the internship as well.
Exactly.
So basically, yeah. So coming to the internship and the training part,
Yeah.
how was Ardra in internship and training for you?
It was really good. I really look forward to those days when I was learning in Andhra. It was really different because, firstly, it was my first experience that of what a corporate life is in animation. So that was a good glimpse of me where I stood, because while I was learning it, like it's a never ending process obviously, but while I was learning there was not a fixed time barrier that I had to put in, like this is the amount of time I need to complete this task, because I was learning, so obviously I needed some more time to get things done. But in Adra, what they made sure is uh, they follow the studio standards obviously, because they gave me a task within this set amount of time and I need to deliver this particular task with the quality within the time. So that was something that really stood out for me and really helped me what the industry was about, and like it was a good glimpse of me what is out there basically.
So I think you also compared with other animation schools as if that are out in the market.
Yeah.
So how do you make a difference between Adra and other animation schools in the market?
To be honest, the like I wouldn't be able to tell about all the studios out there, but like to the few of the studios that were around in my hometown, when I visited them, I was not fully convinced about the quality that they were putting in. Obviously, I'm not like putting offense to anyone, any student learning out there, but something about me, I couldn't really I couldn't get convinced by the teachers that were out there. And in Adra, it was completely different, because I knew the mentors out there were working there, working in a like they had a good number of experience to back up, and the reel that they themselves had was really out of my mind. And like the way they talked to me, it was not just, they were not just like pushing me or doing anything to get me on board with them, but they were really friendly, and the way they projected themselves, it really stood out to me. And it was not like they're behind money, or they want more students to come up, or nothing like that. They were purely like pure with their intention that they wanted people to, or students to learn. So that was the sole reason why I wanted to get into Adra. And I was really happy with the mentor and the experience, plus the reel, plus the basics that they helped me understand. So that really stood out to me.
How was your day to day when you were in internship?
It was probably not probably, it was almost same how I'm experiencing it right now. Whenever I start off my work, I just let my mentors know that I'm starting off my work, and I had to keep a fixed number of hours that I put in. And yeah, it's basically very similar to how I'm working right now. Just like I didn't really have a punch in time, but they gave me that flexibility that I could start like they had a fixed time, but within that range I can like start off, I could have started off anytime. So yeah, really when I started off, I obviously like let my mentors know that if I'm struggling with anything, I like spend an hour. If I'm not able to resolve it, then I let my mentors know that this is where I'm stuck at. And it's very close to how I'm experiencing it right now. So if anyone is joining it, it would be very similar, if not same, to how the industry is. So yeah.
So basically at Adra, that was our major goal, to have a internship which is studio similar.
Yeah.
We try to simulate everything that happens in a studio in the same internship, so that everyone who joins knows how a studio works. So we try to make sure the whole experience of internship is very close to how a studio really works.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Adra had given you a
Yeah.
good amount of experience about how a studio would look.
Yeah. It was casual, but it was just the right amount of strictness that a person needs to have to maintain a that corporate relationship with everyone, with the peers and with the team leads, with the managers. So it was just the perfect blend of everything, I would say, that internship had.
So how did you find Adra different from other academies and other studios?
The first thing, like if I have to compare, I recently came across a guy who's from my city, and he enrolled into one of the institutes, animation institutes out there, and it's a pretty renowned institute. I won't obviously take the names, but while I was talking to him, he was really frustrated on the fact that he wasn't getting a job, and he was really feeling burned out. Like he didn't even start off as a professional, but he was feeling burned out on the fact that he's applying but he's not getting anywhere. Then I was just casually talking to him and he was sharing his experience. he what he told, that was a notable thing for me to compare what Adra is giving and what institutes are there. He told that obviously while he was getting enrolled into it, he was he was really pumped up to the fact that their institute is giving everything that you want. It's really out there, because they have their name, like the institute name. So it's obviously going to be very good across any branches that are there in India. So he was really pumped into the fact that it's going to be very good. They're going to give you everything that you need. But slowly, what he came to realize that the teachers weren't experienced enough to give them the bridge that we are talking about, that is needed. The teachers themselves, they don't have major experiences working in any what to say projects, and whatever they worked in were bare, like to say, bare minimum. For a teacher, what I feel is, for a teacher to be really mentoring students, they should have a good experience to tell what is there in the market, and that is something that was missing in that particular institute from where that guy graduated from. So, and as a result, his portfolio wasn't very pleasing, and you could see the flaws out there. Like, people who are not very experienced in it would say that it's not good enough, because the level of even right now, a fresher who's applying, there's a set number of criteria that he or she must be fulfilling. The demo reel, with respect to the demo reel, it should be that good, like it should be notable enough, because everyone can make like small basic details, but it really comes down how minutely you can work in those things. So his portfolio was bare minimum, and it really didn't qualify to a I would say, to be really blunt, it was mere exercises that he put up in his portfolio, and it wasn't really appealing to me, and I could understand why he was not getting jobs. It was purely based upon his portfolio. It wasn't too great. There were notable flaws in his demo reel, and after talking to him, even he agreed that yeah, this place could have been better. Then, like, if you are aware that there's a certain place where it could have been better, you should be working on that in that particular area, and like improving it, obviously. But he just let it go, and he put those things into his demo reel, and that is one major flaw that I would say, for a portfolio, with respect to a portfolio. Because if you see that there's a flaw, you either work on it and mend those flaws, or don't put it up. Simply as that. Work on something as if that is boring you up. So, and the teachers out there also didn't really push him, and they also had a bare criteria that if you're done till this much, yeah, you can just wrap it up and it's fine. He or she need not put in more effort into it, and that is something very lacking with the current institutes out there, that they are not really pushing the students to go beyond. They just have a particular boundary. If you reach up to that, then you're done, and that's the case for all the students out there. They're crossing that limit A, then you're done. Work on something else. But whereas the teachers should really push forward and break the bare limit. There's a what to say. If you have reached ground zero, you should like really push and go beyond that.
Yeah.
That pushing part of it is something that I saw in his profile, that teachers were not pushing in. Whereas in Ardra, what I really vouch for is the sole respect that teachers, the mentors out there, is there behind your back and gives you more ideas for you to think. It's not just about teachers pushing you. They give you ideas where you can think and you can go beyond your what you're planning for. And that is a major thing that I see in his profile, and that was the reason why he was not like immediately getting job, and he was really frustrated about. And I like really like suggested some things where he can push in his portfolio, and why is it that he's not breaking into the industry and all. So those are there. I think that is something majorly lacking in other institutes, and really differentiate from what Adra is giving right now. So yeah.
Coming back to what is essential for a new student, that is like demo reel.
Yeah.
So what do you think is very essential points for a demo reel?
Uh, the first and foremost thing the demo reel should have is it shouldn't be very lengthy. It should be just the right amount of time that showcases your talent to the most perfect level. Like if you are making a if there's a body mechanic shot, there need not be 3-4 body mechanic shot if they are all about the same thing. If there's a kick, there need not be any like a repetition of the same thing. You can have one body mechanics that showcases your skills perfectly, and that would still be enough. And have a what to say a lip sync if you are really good at it. I see many demo reels that have everything, as in they have a body mechanic shot, they have a number of lip syncs, they have a number of creature animations, but none of them that are really refined to the level that people can really appreciate without seeing the flaws in it. So yeah, that is there. Like there need not be so many variations. You can keep 2-3 things that are really that you really understand, because once you are into the industry, they would obviously know your skill. So if your demo reel is you make everything out of it and you're not good in any of them, so you would eventually, like if you have just started working, then that part of it you would like people would really catch in the very moment when you are animating. So keep it to the very basic as possible for the fresher especially. There need not be all the creature animations. If you are good in it, obviously there's no bad, it's even good that you are putting it out there. But if you're not confident in it, obviously don't put, because people, obviously the hiring team would eventually catch up with what you are really good in and what you're not. So they would know, because they are in the industry for so long that they have developed that eye. So it, like, you can keep it within a minute, and it may even end in 40 seconds or 30 seconds, and that 30 seconds can really be that, that empowering, that as a person looks in, he or she gets hooked up to the stuff that you're putting it out there. So yeah, it can be as short as possible, but the real content matters, what you're putting it up there. People, like, if you can even post a thing in your LinkedIn profile, and people will really get hooked into it because it's that good. It may be very short, as like 5 seconds or 3 seconds, but that content really matters. So what I would say to the student is just shorten down as short as possible, keep only the best things that matter, and within that best thing that you can, it really projects how good you are. It really, like, evokes the skill that you have. So that really matters. After all, it's a creative industry, so you really, like, if you're putting a demo reel, it should be that good, so that people don't catch the flaws that are really evident. Obviously everyone has flaws in them, so if you start to nitpick, everything like falls apart, or like there's always something to learn. So but the thing that really matters is a body mechanics shot, as that would be the very primary thing that every animator should know and should be really good in. So that is one thing, the most important thing out of, like, and every other thing. And those those body mechanics body mechanics shot should also, like, project the principles that are there in the animation, like the 12 principles that everyone keeps a note of while animating. So those are also there. And yeah, bouncing balls are really helpful for an animator. And if you're like putting it in your demo reel, it should have that. It should not be a plain bouncing ball up and down. It should not be that. It should at least convey a story out of it. I see many demo reels that just plainly puts up exercises, and I would say somewhere those are not relevant, because those are mere exercises. If you're trying to convey a story, a short story within a second or two, that really helps out, because for the person who's looking at it, he would know that there's a story behind it, and you have really thought in or put in the hours behind it, and they really understand what you have put out there. A plain bouncing ball, I don't think that's necessary, because it's an exercise after all. Yeah, mostly that, I would say.
So, what would be the message for new students who are just out of graduates and want to join into VFX jobs and everything?
What I want to say is, if you're really interested in animation, just stick in with the, if you really want it, you stick in with whatever your gut says. And like just how I went with my gut, that I really wanted to do, and I like pushed myself into it. So you have to get better. So students obviously need, like, just don't stick with whatever you know, limit yourself with the knowledge you have, because it's ever growing, and with the AI coming in, you obviously need to grow. So don't just stick within a loop. Just try to evolve, find new ways, find new pipelines, find new workflows that help you. But just enjoy the process, man. Just that really helps out because it's a creative world. So you cannot be like really. At times you cannot be very technical about it. You have to be creative. You have to just evolve and like break the barriers of whatever people say. But it really helps out because this creative field, if it doesn't come from within you, somewhere it doesn't help you because that is something what helps me because if I'm working on a shot, if it doesn't like come from within, the shot doesn't come out to be good. So for the future students or new students who are like trying to get into the field, it's a lovely field. It's a creative field. I enjoy it every day. I get to do it every day, so I'm really enjoying it. And just sit back, relax. Don't take like pressure about the current scenario of the market. It will eventually it'll do good. I believe so. Yeah, that's more of it.
What message you would have for your past self before joining the training or before joining this industry?
I won't be talking about the creative thing. I would really say myself back then to have more accountability of what I was working in. Obviously, I just graduated from college and I had that mindset that everything will work out fine. Yeah, obviously, like everyone gets to that phase, but some seriousness would have helped me out more. And procrastinating was something that I always used to do back then, and I would tell myself to not do that, like emphasizing on the fact to not do it again and again because like I always keep my things for the last moment, and that shouldn't have done. I would probably have started animation in my college itself, like at least the basics of it. I think I started in pretty late, so I would have done that. And yeah, and just enjoying the field. That's all.